Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
I hope you're ready for some more probability. We are working on probability and its complement. Compliment?
Whose compliment?
Is that being nice?
Probability?
Miss Newsom, you look so pretty today.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Do you know what the opposite of that is?
What the opposite of looking good
Yeah.
is? Looking bad.
That's the
What's
compliment.
wrong with your hair
Oh,
today?
great.
Miss Newsom actually looks super nice today.
Everybody does in this room.
Oh, of course. So the learning target is we will find the probability of a simple event and its complement.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to write that down.
Plenty of time, yeah.
Oh,
So
love vocab.
it's kind. I mean, it's kind
Or
of
like little
vocab.
notes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
sort of. I mean, well, they're taking notes, so it's a good thing
better
to
be.
have. They better be taking notes. So the complement of an event. When an event is heads, the complement is tails. When the event on a die is 1, 2, 3, the complement is 4, 5, 6. So basically, your complement is the opposite of the event. So the complement of an event is all the other outcomes, not the one we want.
So if I'm looking for a red shirt out of my red, black, and blue shirts, the complement is going to be the other two shirts, not the red.
Yes, exactly. It'd be the black and blue shirts versus the red.
Right.
Okay, so you're going to see the probability of the event plus the probability of the complement equals 1. You should have seen this. I don't know if we've shown it before. If I probably
We did it with flipping a water bottle.
we did.
And
Where you'll see
it was
the
a little
P
different
parentheses.
because there was 3 things, but we did it when we flipped the water bottle.
Yeah,
to
and yeah. Well, I was gonna say I don't know if they've seen the P parentheses.
Not in my class.
Not in my class
Okay.
either. Which means
So the
probability
probability
of the event and the probability of the complement. So that P in parentheses is just probability of. The probability of an event is the number of the times the event occurs over the possible outcomes. We just kind of wanted to reiterate that to you guys.
So, like, for example, we didn't get it to land on the top of the water bottle too much. It was about 1 out of 20 trials that we landed the water bottle on the cap.
Yeah, same here.
So, the number of times the event occurred would only occurred once out of the number of possible outcomes, which was 20 outcomes.
Yeah.
So, that's just like a little
Exactly.
example
And in
of whatever
that
that we've already
example-
gone through in class.
in that example, in my classes, they would get about maybe 5 on the bottom. So they'd have
and
5
then the
on the
majority
bottom.
was on the side.
They'd have 5 on the bottom, maybe 1 on the cap, and then because of that, the complement
13.
would have been the 13 of the rest of that.
Just out of curiosity, what was your record
Of what?
that landed on its base?
Oh, I didn't get a record. I didn't go that far. We were having too much fun at the end trying to get the cap on it.
Yeah, so are we.
I had a couple students that landed it on the cap, and then I had.
Hey, I
one
landed
student-
it on the
I
cap.
did too, but it took a lot of
I
time.
think it took about 500. The
Out of-
probability was
out
probably
of the
like
20,
1
I
in
think I had
500.
one student who got 13 on its base.
In a row?
That's a pretty
That's-
accurate-
No, not in a row.
Oh,
out
okay,
of
just in
20.
general. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
he was
Out of 20. That's
excited.
pretty impressive. I mean,
That's a pretty fun probability experiment.
It was.
That was our record for the day. I think was
That's
13
beats,
and
I
then
think it
11.
beats ours too.
that's pretty awesome. I did have a couple students get the cap a couple times. I was kinda
Really?
impressed. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but then they started trying and they wouldn't get the bottom, so they got more sides.
Right. That's what happens.
Yeah, exactly. So, for example, the probability of 4 on a dice. Well, if you think about a dice, can I see one of those?
So the probability of rolling a 4.
Well, if we look at a dice, how many options do we have on a regular dice?
Well, it's a cube, so there's 6 sides.
There's 6 sides. There's only one 4, so the probability of that 4 would be 1 out of 6 possibles, because that's the number of number of times it occurs is once out of
The total number possible.
total number, which is 6. The probability of the 4, this little thing means complement, which is fine. Just the complement of a dice would be 5, 6. Because
What happened? Yeah.
we're looking for
everything other than the
everything else.
And what happens? Can you guys see the relationship? Like, what happens if you add 1, 6, and 5, 6?
I get 6 over 6, which equals
1.
One, which is
One.
what we were just talking about.
Yeah. If your complement and your event do not add to 1,
There's
something's
a
wrong.
problem.
Okay, so you roll a dice 150 times. Predict how many times you'll roll a 3 or 4. So, first off, what's the probability of rolling a 3 or 4?
Well, the 3 is going to be 1 out of 6. And then your 4 is also 1 out of 6. And I'm going to add them together because it's an
Because
or.
it's an or statement.
Right, so it's
Or
1 6 plus 1
means
6.
To add. I have to write it down or they won't write it down.
Okay, so 1 6 plus 1 6 is
2
2
6.
6. Which
So we've got 2
simplifies to
6,
1/3.
which is a third. But if it's out of 150 times,
Well, if it's out of 150 and this is out of 3, then I'm going to set up a proportion.
so 1/3 equals x
many out
over
of
150.
Right.
So proportions are coming back too. Oh yay!
Pretty
I
fun.
love that math just keeps like you use it all the time. You've learned something, but you're not done with it. So now we're going to cross multiply 150 times 1 is 150 equals 3x. You just did the cross. Now divide by 3. 150 divided by 3 is 50.
Yep.
So
So out of those 150 times, approximately, it'll be
50 times.
50.
Theoretically, it'll be 50
Theoretically, it
times.
should be.
We don't know experimentally because we didn't experiment.
Try it. Just kidding.
Oh God.
Well, they can roll a dice 150 times. I had a kid today probably roll a dice 150 times in my class.
I had that too.
They had fun with it. So Bob pulls a sock out of his drawer and puts it on his foot. The sock is black. There are 7 black socks, 8 white socks, and 5 striped socks left in the drawer. He pulls out a second sock. What is the probability that he will be wearing matching socks?
Well, so we're looking for another black sock.
Okay, so how many black socks do we have left in the drawer?
And there's 7.
So that'd be 7 out of how many socks do we have?
That's 12, 20.
So 7 out of 20 is the probability of getting a black sock, right? But what's the complement? What's the probability he's not wearing a matching set?
Well, if it's 7 out of 20 and that's like our event, the complement is going to be whatever equals to 1. So 7 plus 13, so
So the probability of not black sock,
13 out of 20.
13 out of 20. I mean, this is pretty easy, right?
Is that it? Are we done?
That's it. We are so done.
Dying. Oh, real quick, just for fun. We've got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
What's the probability that we're going to pull out a black sock and then a striped sock?
Ooh,
for fun.
are we
She said
replacing it? Or are we
and.
leaving it?
We're starting with, we're looking at just the 7 black, the 8 white, and the 5 striped.
So he's pulling out a sock, putting it on his foot. So the sock's going to be taken out.
Which one? The
Yes, if
original?
he puts it on his foot.
If he puts it on his foot, it's no
without
longer
replacement.
okay. So it's without replacement. So now the probability of a black sock was what?
7 out of 20.
7 out of 20.
If we take that sock out and don't put it back, our total goes down to 19. Okay.
And how many
what
striped
color
socks?
did you
She
say?
said stripe.
Stripe? There's
So it'd be
5.
5 left. So we multiply because it's an and. It had to be a black sock and a striped sock. So 7 times 5 is,
35.
and 19 times 2 is
19 times 20.
20. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do the same thing though.
Yeah. 2 and then add a 0.
380.
38 with the 0. Yep.
And they're both divisible by 5.
So 7 over 76.
7 over 76. That's the probability that he's going to get a black sock and then a striped
Can
sock.
you write it out? The probability of, and then the little parentheses. We're going to get a black.
Then stripe?
I usually put like a little comma.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure what to do.
Black
Yeah.
then stripe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right.
Okay, I think we are out. Bye, guys.
Bye.